Hello and welcome to Game Chat, our weekly podcast style show that is available on YouTube, iTunes, and Spotify. You can also find this content at www.gameclubcoalition.com. We're going to get started off here this week's episode, I guess, but it's really leading into the whole month, which we're calling Next Gen November.
Next Gen November. Sorry.
No, we just kind of want to like talk about what's coming up. You know, I mean, everybody's covering the news, but we want to, we got hype. We're excited about everything that's coming out. Primarily PlayStation wise, because we both have at least currently secured a console. We'll see. But just talk about other stuff. Yeah. There's other DLCs and lots of other stuff going on. So I want to just start right off. PlayStation 5 is coming out on November 12th. We're less than 2 weeks away here. Chase, what are your games that you plan to get day one or week one?
Day one, week one, Demon's Souls. Like, it's the game that sold me on the PS3. It's the game that sold me on the PS5. Like, as soon as they showed that being launch title, because like, I think I was always gonna get one at launch, right? Like, I was just super excited.
Yeah.
But when they showed that is gonna be a launch title, I was like, forget it. It's mine. I'll work 3 jobs, which I'm doing right now. Also I'm dying on the inside, but I'm so stoked.
Yeah.
Like Demon's Souls, man.
Yeah, no, I think it's kind of fitting for me as well. It's definitely on my for sure get list right now. And for the PlayStation 4, Bloodborne was what sold me on that system. I had no real interest. I was always a 360 fanboy, bought the Xbox One because that's where my, homies and my clan really was at the time when I was playing Destiny and stuff. So for that style of game, and that was Bloodborne was my introduction to the series, and how fitting that, the PlayStation 5 really, one of the reasons I'm getting it is for Demon's Souls, which is the actual introduction to the series. But being able to play it in a remastered format, which I'm super.
And you've
excited.
never played
this
it.
This is the one Souls game that I have never played. Even like I think I played what's 2? Dark Souls 2 a little bit.
Yeah, this Dark Souls 2.
Because I think that was on Xbox, and so I played that for a couple of hours. It wasn't really my thing, but Dark Souls 3, I know we jammed together. I didn't ever play
so many fun memories with that.
I didn't play Sekiro, but I believe I played Dark Souls on some backwards compatibility, or maybe that was what I played on PS Now. But yeah, super excited for this game. Because I've never played it. So it's going to be all new to me.
And I mean, at this point, it's going to be all new to me because I don't remember it that well. Like, all I remember is that you could lose your levels at some point. That's all I'll say. And with the way that Blue Point is like remaking this entire game from the ground up, but staying so true to the source material, down to getting the same voice actors, where they could get them, and re-recording the music, also heavily inspired by Bloodborne. Bloodborne was actually considered a spiritual successor to Demon's Souls from Miyazaki, so it's like, oh man, it's just kind of coming full circle. You know what I mean? Like, I'm thrilled.
I do know that just before we went to record, I was reading something where somebody put out, or maybe it was one of the developers at Blue Point, had said that you could on the fly switch between performance and graphics mode, and he was saying that it was really cool because he was in basically playing the game in performance mode, but then when he wants to stop and look at the world, he can switch into graphics mode and it changes, and then you get like that visual fidelity for a little bit, and then you can go right back into performance, which I think is like super cool that you can do that. Some games on PC can do it, but sometimes if it's different textures or whatever, they make you restart the game or something, right? Like not all of it changes. So I think that's really cool that it's able to just like change that on the fly, because I'm somebody who in the Master, I don't know if it was Master Chief Collection or if it was actually just at like that first Halo redo where you could switch back and forth on the fly. And it was like, that's crazy. So awesome to see like the original and then be like, yeah, but I want to play it looking good.
Yeah, and it's like when you're playing the Halo, the remaster of that game, it was like, oh yeah, this is how it looked. Whatever, this is fine. And then you actually go back to how it looked, and it's like, oh god,
this looks awful.
This is terrible. Like I remember walking in on Halo for the first time and looking at the sun rays like through the trees. Like I'm gonna hold this the whole time. By the way, the dual sense. It's just I don't know why. I just like holding it. But yeah, you're doing it. Did you do this yet? The slap?
Yeah, I did. Not to get off topic too much, but with the dual sense, if you've got one and you hit it, it kind of feels like this like weird springing action.
You can kind of feel how how nuanced the haptics are in control. Like I don't know, it's really, I can't wait to feel it like with a game. But yeah, I'm super stoked about that, and I did see that about Demon Souls and like the fidelity and performance mode. They also have a bunch of different cinematic filters, I guess they said, like different entire color correction and things. So they have their like standard how they designed the game to be played, and then they also have this like darker one. They said that it is kind of more of an homage to the original game. So if you want to play it the way Blue Point envisioned it, you can, and if you want to play it the way you remember the original Demon Souls, not like the old like crappy graphics or whatever, but just like kind of pulling the light down a bit and making it a little bit more foreboding and stuff. So that's kind of cool. But they said they recommend everybody play it with how they envisioned it, obviously, because what developer wouldn't want you to do that? But the options are there, and that's pretty awesome.
Yeah, and I love options. I know that you know, there are some people on Reddit and stuff lately where I feel like I'm going around and specifically on our PS5 where people are talking about graphics options and stuff, and you see some people in the comments that are like, man, it's just, you know, even with like if they've got 4 graphics options or different performance modes, like that can get kind of confusing for somebody, and like that's what I don't like about PC is all these options. However, in my mind, yeah, I know. The one thing that I do like about consoles is because they're a fixed hardware spec, it's limited options. It's like, do you want better frame rate? Do you want better graphics? Or whatever's in between, right, that they're offering, right? Do you want ray tracing or something like with the Miles Morales one where they're gonna have like 4 different options? Those are dead set. This is not like a computer where you're going through 18 different
low,
settings,
medium, high of every single thing.
Screen space, ambient occlusion, all this and that. Like, what up, Kevin? Dog. Yeah, dogs. Sorry. If he would let me pick them up, I'd do it. But yeah, that it's not like a ton of options. It's just like, hey, here's a couple of different modes that are like pre-set up to use the machine how we want. Like, I think that's great. Nothing bad can come from that. I think we talked about it with The Last of Us and their accessibility options and a lot of other stuff. Like, I want options. I don't need a ton. Just give me something so that I can tailor it to my experience, right? Like, I think if they can do that, that's awesome.
Like, yeah, like who cares? Like, don't be upset that there are options. Be upset if they take options away, but if they're presenting you more ways to play the game. I'm not talking about easy mode. I don't believe in easy mode, especially with Souls-likes. We're talking about Demon Souls. I'm not saying that. I don't want that. I don't want steamroll mode where you don't ever get hurt and you have handholdy whatever. I just mean, yeah, options in graphics and gameplay performance. Like Neo has its cinematic or cinematic mode and then like action mode. Spoiler alert, neither of them look that great. So just go with the action mode.
Yeah, right.
Because the game's not a looker to me, really. I don't look at that and think like, oh my god. But
well, and actually, what's interesting is their performance or whatever it's actually called, the one that targets a higher frame rate.
I think it's called action mode.
Playing it on a 4K TV, it looks okay. The last couple of times we played it with the last DLC and hooked up to my 1080p monitor, which is only 24 inches, so it's not that stretched out. I was like, hey, this actually looks pretty good. Because it's like native 1080p and you've got this smaller screen. And then it's at the higher frame rate, sort of, you know, even if it was running in the 50s, it definitely felt smoother overall. Nice. So yeah, it was just kind of interesting. It's like, oh yeah, see that like on PC, that's why I think 1080p and even 1440p realistically, like that's your gold standard. Oh man, and then now my video is all of a sudden changing. So thanks for that, Skype. Sorry while I work on this, people, but yeah, it's just dude,
I resized my window. Is that doing that?
I don't know. That's kind of interesting though, because it did just change.
Why would it do that? No way. Wait, okay. I'm not gonna touch it anymore. It was really spread out, and I was like, oh, speaking of which, I just pulled it in a little bit. Whoops. Sorry, everybody.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm not really sure if that was you or it was the network, because Skype is a little weird. But
I was gonna say that's weird timing.
Yeah, right.
What a coincidence. Another game that I'm thinking about picking up is Destruction All Star. I'm just kidding. I pushed back. February. Good.
What a laughable thing that whole is. Like,
oh, I'll be downloading Bug Snacks day one because it's free.
Right, free. That's right. That free Bug Snacks.
Oh my god. But all joking aside, definitely Demon Souls is like gonna be my main game for a minute. And Sackboy, kinda.
Yeah, I think that's my other definite day one is Sackboy Adventure or whatever it's called. I definitely feel like it's nice that they got away from the whole Little Big Planet stickers, 2D side scroller kind of whatever. Though that was neat and it had its place. I like that they're trying to rebrand it as like PlayStation's Mario. It looks like, not in a direct comparison, but it looks like a Mario Odyssey or a Mario 64 or something. It's this adventure kind of 3D platformer, gonna be puzzles and stuff. Like, I think that that's really cool. And for me, like, I want to have that flagship thing. Like, I love the Mario games. I love Zelda. Like, Nintendo has this like thing, right, with those types of games.
This is magic.
And I see this as Sony or PlayStation's version of that, them trying to like re-grasp this character that they have already created and spent so much time in, and that can be a really cool mascot for them. And I'm kind of excited to play that too, as more of a casual game, I guess.
Yeah, and I also think that with the way they showcased it in the PlayStation 5 UI and everything, look, we're launching with Astrobot built into the console, which I'm kind of really excited to play. Astro's Playroom.
Yep. Yeah, I think that looks super cool. While
Demon Souls is downloading, I'm going to be seeing what this dang controller is all about, you know, bopping around with that little robot guy. But Sackboy, they showcased it to kind of bring up activities and everything that the PS5 UI is all about. So I feel like that's going to be a nice introduction into what we can expect developers having the option to do throughout the system, not just the controller with like Astro's Playroom. So I think it's going to be another nice showcase of what we're getting into with this console, because I still have a lot of questions, and I'm less apprehensive and more excited to find out what else this machine will do, or what kind of experience we're gonna have day one.
Right. And I'm kind of glad / excited that they have a pack-in game.
Yeah,
sort of, right?
Cool.
Like, especially for owners of the digital edition, like, you don't have anything to play. You're gonna have to, like, I'm gonna get home and boot it up and have to wait. And even though I have gig internet, who knows what the PlayStation 4 always had some sort of capped stuff, so who knows how long I'm gonna have to wait. I'm gonna plug it in and have to like wait an hour.
Like, dude, right? Like, I am almost like, I have the physical PS5 coming, and it's like, should I have just bought Demon Souls on a disc and installed it to save time? Like, am I gonna be butchered on day one? But I still buy everything digitally because I'm a weirdo and I just don't want to move discs and stuff. But
no, I'm the same, which is why I was fine getting the digital console. I almost preferred it, though I do have a little bit of FOMO where it's like, oh, but now I can't borrow a disc or get some deal. But
that's why I was okay with the physical, and I was like, I'll probably never use the disc drive, but just in case, like, like, who knows?
Yeah, they're getting you there, but it's nice that it's pre-installed though. So like, I'm gonna be able to essentially like start the download and then pop into there, get some fun experience right out the gate. Get the controller, get some sort of feeling while I'm waiting essentially for Demon Souls to get ready. And
play a really
go
fun,
right from there.
Really fun, easygoing game. What could possibly ruin this experience? Oh, the first, yeah, exactly. The first fight after the tutorial of Demon Souls is like, you die, and
I'll
that's
try and
how
tone that down in editing.
Yeah, it's just yeah, I'm just, yeah, Demon Souls for sure. I'm still eyeing for the sake of just trying it out. Godfall, I don't, something about it draws me in but also there's a lot of apprehension again because it's like it looks neat. So did Anthem. I've just been
right. Well, and I think that's one that's kind of like on the back burner for me as far as like week 1 goes.
Yeah.
Right. Like I feel like day 1, because I'll probably bibbity bop and back and forth between, you know, I'll play Astros while I'm getting ready, hit up the Demon Souls, and then, you know, after I want to break or feel frustrated, maybe pop over into the Sackboy. Sorry, I'm just like dying from thinking about dying. But pop into Sackboy to have some fun, right? Yeah. And my kids are probably going to be around because, you know, virtual schooling and everything else. So I may not be able to just be like sitting down here in the basement, jamming away on Demon Souls and killing, you know, Darkness Reincarnated.
Right.
So I might have to switch it over just, you know, while they're here. But I think that was kind of another factor that went into some of my personal decisions. I know that, you know, I'd kind of thought about the Miles Morales game, but I haven't even played the full of the previous PS4 version. Perfect. And I'd really like to get that through.
Get the deluxe.
Right. Get the deluxe.
You get the best version. It's perfect for you.
But
me too.
I think that's going to be a down the road one for me when there's some more time, because also another game that's going to be coming out in the same time frame is Destiny 2's Beyond Light expansion, which I will be heavily involved with. Yeah, which comes out just 2 days before the PS5. So I kind of had to like, you know, weigh it out of like, where am I actually going to have time to play? Yeah. So if Godfall ends up getting some good reviews or some good, you know, introspectives and people saying that they're enjoying it, I'm definitely down. I love slashers of all sorts and you know, hand-to-hand combat type games.
Throw in loot.
125 weapons, loot. Like I could definitely be into that. Yeah. I'm just apprehensive about how much time I'm actually going to have to play. So to kind of have like Demon Souls is like my hardcore game, and then Sackboy is like my fun casual game.
The perfect experience. And then not to mention backwards compatibility, dude. Like, right. Oh my God. Like they said Ghost of Tsushima, 60 frames per second, 4K, with a free patch. And it's like, they're killing it with support for that game. Yeah, I picked it up.
God of War, 60 FPS.
Yep, God of War. I'm curious why Naughty Dog's so quiet, because I'd love to hear what's coming with Last of Us 2, but I wonder if that's going to kind of be coming up in the next week or so, because they're saying there's a lot of stuff that's going to happen between November 1st and 6th, I think, or up till launch, I feel like. There's a lot of talk of that. So that would be like a heavy hitter. And even if they tease factions, you know, as a PlayStation 5 free to play download battle pass type thing. I mean, I know not everyone's into games as a service, but that would be an awesome like first party shooter thing, because factions on Last of Us 1 was really good. Totally going off track here, but yeah, backwards compatibility also going to be thrown in the mix.
Yeah. Absolutely, that's the thing, right? Going to be testing all these other games, like you said, Ghost of Tsushima. Which what did you get that for? Because I was thinking about buying it today, but then saw it was full price.
I got it 25% off. Like it was
okay, so like $40 essentially.
Yeah, it was
okay. I'll have to watch for the next deal.
Yeah, I'm curious if we'll see another like end of the gen end kind of sale or something. Yeah, because yeah, I was like, man, Ghost of Tsushima, whatever, you know. But then I saw that announcement. Plus, it was already on sale at the time, and I was like, I'll grab it. And now I'm like, why did I wait so long? So
yeah. Good. Yeah, because I know God of War for sure is on there for me, and I want to say there's probably going to be a couple others that I want to try. I'm pretty sure I own Horizon Zero Dawn, and though I meant to buy that on PC, if that gets an update, I'll probably you know, get back into that.
That's
maybe
a good point.
That'll be the better place to play it. And I think there's just going to be a lot of other stuff in general. Even like I own most of the PS Plus collection games, but what I don't, you know, there's going to probably have a sampling there, you know.
You could play Days Gone.
Yeah.
Why are you laughing?
No thanks. But yeah, I think for me, like I said, the other thing is that the Destiny expansion is coming out. So, you know, I basically have that whole week off essentially. I think I'm working that Monday, and then on Tuesday the 10th I'm taking that day and the rest of the week off, so I'll be able to play Destiny for a couple of days, maybe even get some coverage for the channel on it. I'm not exactly sure what we want to do, but I'm going to be spending some time in that game. But then the 12th comes out, and you know, PS5 comes out, so we're gonna want to be playing that all through the weekend, trying to also get some coverage there too, for the channel. So there's kind of a lot that's like going on, and then I didn't even realize like it's only like 2 weeks away, and then there's Thanksgiving, so there's a bunch of other short weeks in there.
Yeah,
so
we have a lot of time.
It'll be pretty interesting. Lot of time, but like a little bit of time.
Yeah, exactly.
You know,
a lot of time not at work, but then also a lot of time just being a husband and a parent, and just all that time in between there.
Right.
I'm curious to see if Destiny, the next gen versions, are they coming December 8th?
I don't know.
I thought I heard some. I don't know for sure, but
I can't remember. I thought it was November 10th. It was supposed to be out, but there might have been. I thought you might be right where it's there was some difference. I don't know. I'll have to look that up. But
I'm not sure, but I'm curious to see, like, there are so many weapons and items and skills in Destiny that would be really cool enhanced on this if it's as cool as everybody says it is. Because with the I'm holding up the DualSense, by the way, if you're listening to the audio thing when I'm just talking and looking at the camera
on Spotify and iTunes podcasts.
Yeah, Apple Podcasts.
Apple Podcasts, yeah.
Whatever it is. But yeah, man, I can't wait to see all the different things that developers are going to do with this. And I hope they do stuff with it. I hope it's not just like the first batch of games and then some of the next batch of games and then none. And now it's just went from 6-axis to the DualShock 3 or whatever. You know what I mean? Like, I want DualSense to stick around. I want that support because I love weird, goofy things. And this sounds like really cool. Weird, goofy things. Though, don't use the microphone to blow into because that's stupid. I know it's in Astro's Playroom. I know that's a thing we talked about from the jump. I don't need that in my games. I don't need to blow into my controller. Don't do that. Everything else, great. But don't. It's stupid.
Yeah. Sorry, I'm trying to also look up this.
I figured. That's why I'm rambling.
The thing about it, it does say the non-upgraded Destiny 2 version will be backwards compatible at launch, and then mentions that, on December 8th, it says that's when it'll upgrade to the next gen versions.
Cool.
Which is also coincidentally the release date of Temtem's beta access or early access on the PS5. So. Not, that's totally off topic. I played the crap out of that game on PC. I don't know if I'll end up getting it on PlayStation or not, but yeah.
You don't want Pokemon on the PS5?
Yeah, I mean, maybe. I don't know.
Yeah, it's hard to say, man. And there's just I wasn't really planning on picking up Cyberpunk at launch either, so it getting pushed back is only good for my attention span because I would have probably picked it up just because of hype alone, and I just want to see what the hype's about. But now I don't have a choice. I can't do it. So good. More time to play Demon Souls.
Right.
Like, thank you.
Oh, that's so funny. Just kind of moving along, I do want to switch subjects a little bit.
Yeah.
What is your kind of like day one look like? What do you got? What's your plans for launch day of the PlayStation 5 on November 12th?
I got my appointment to pick up my console at 6 a.m.
Dang.
Yeah, so I'm gonna try to go to sleep early, but I'm gonna be like a kid on Christmas Eve, like, oh my god. But I'm gonna really I'll probably take some NyQuil just to sleep at like 10 o'clock something. Yeah, 6 a.m. grabbing that Mama Jamma, and just hooking it up and gaming, dude. Like, I'm really looking forward to it. That my whole day is cleared, but who knows? I don't know, man. I just gonna be playing it. How about you?
Yeah, I mean, same. I'm for anybody that doesn't know, we kind of worked out a deal where Chase ended up getting two kind of, so I'm going to be going to his place to wait around for the package to show up so I can get home and play as well. But
I'm hoping it's early. I'm hoping it's early so that you can not that I don't want to hang out with you, but just like I don't want to like sit there and be playing and be like, bet you wish you had yours. You know what I mean?
Oh, I know, and especially in this, the current, pandemic that we're in with everything that's going on too, right? Like, but yeah, definitely have, like I said earlier, got the whole week set aside. So, yeah, I just plan to get it home, and if my kids are in the basement, I'm gonna kick them out or put on the old headphones, whether it's these or testing out some other ones with the system. But I'm definitely gonna be taking over some TVs if I have to, or
Yeah,
I'm mobile too. If my kids are trying to take over the basement, I can technically take the PlayStation upstairs. So I'm already kind of planning out options to be able to just basically consistently play it and only worry about like food and water and going to the bathroom for like 2 days.
don't even need that either.
Yeah, I'm sure I'll get yelled at by my wife at some point too.
I've got I really wish I had a 4K TV. Like, this is like an old 1080p, not great TV. It's just for Netflix, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So I really wish I had another 4K TV so I could just set it up in here and just kind of be in the whole experience the whole time, because I'm gonna have my little toddler running around probably jumping on me while I'm playing, and it's gonna be fun. But and then I teach the next 2 days. Like, I teach class. So I already told the students, I was like, I might be available if you have questions. I'm gonna have my headphones on out there and be like, how do we do this in Unity? I'm gonna be like, I'm in a boss fight, so
Hold on.
I can't pause Demon Souls, so you're gonna have to wait. I'm kidding, I wouldn't do that. I might, I don't know. But yeah, my day one is still up in the air. All I know is that 6 a.m. gotta be there, get my machine, you come over, hang out till the box comes, tell each other to F off. See you online.
Sayonara.
Deuces.
I'll reconnect with you digitally.
Yeah, it was great to see you in person, but not that great. Bye.
See ya.
But I wish I had more to say on it. I'm super excited, man. It's less than 2 weeks.
I know. So building off of that, what are you most excited for coming up into this generation, and or just day one?
This controller. There's been so much stuff about it. Like, I know the games are gonna do this and that. Like, I can visually see it. I can see the stuff that's gonna happen. I'm excited. Don't get it twisted. Can't wait to play games. But the controller has had so much conversation around it. It's like it's like the Last of Us 2 and Death Stranding like controversy. Like, it's made me more excited for this, even though this isn't a controversy. It's just like, this is amazing. This is the most next gen thing. Like, I don't know if it's marketing jargon. I don't know if it's part of the embargo that it's like, you have to say this is amazing, but even if it's not, like, I've been bamboozled with 6-axis. I've been hog swabbled or whatever with the HD Rumble. Like, you know what I mean? So I'm like, what do you got for me, man? Like, I'm thoroughly curious about this DualSense stuff. But
yeah. I also, like, I know a lot of people have been putting out videos on Astro's Playroom and the controller and stuff, but I do know that MKBHD recently also put out a video, and I thought it was kind of interesting because he's kind of more of a tech, phones, all sorts of other stuff. I know he's going to be doing PlayStation coverage, and he does play games.
Oh, you sent that video to me, and I haven't watched it yet.
Yeah,
sorry.
He did. No, it's fine. And I can even leave a link in the description. It's actually really good because he did his unboxing and he covered the controller a little bit and some of the feelings and stuff like that, but he felt it was good enough to come back and make a separate video about only the controller, and he reiterated what a lot of other people have said is
interesting.
He feels like this is the most next gen thing about next gen systems. Like, he feels like this controller is on another level.
Interesting.
And that is what's actually more next gen than the console itself. He's like, we know graphics are always going to get better, and we know fidelity's always, frame rates. He's like, but this is like something else.
Interesting, dude. That's kind of crazy because I know he's a little bit more, I mean, he said it about the headphones, like, straight up. He's like, I'm not going to use these. They feel whatever. Like, in his like unboxing and all that stuff, he was just like, whatever. He's very deadpan, doesn't owe anybody anything. He's like, look, this is how it is. This is how I feel. Here's the thing. And that's why I love watching his videos. So that's that says a lot, because I feel like he would straight up be like, it's not all it's cracked up to be, you know, like
Right.
people are hyping this thing up and it's nice, but for him to say that kind of, I mean, that's a glowing endorsement as far as I'm concerned. Like that's
yeah, and I know
sick.
a lot of these bigger tech type channels like MKBHD, iJustine, and a lot of others, like sort of in that similar format where they have like these high viewer counts and like they don't normally cover gaming. They haven't really been covering this Astro's Playroom stuff, right? And so like I think that's something that's like kind of big, the fact that he came back out to say it, because a lot of the gaming or based channels, of course, they're going to get footage, they're going to be talking about the controller because that's directly what their audience is looking for. Whereas like some of these larger tech tubers have their audience is looking for something different, right? And they may enjoy hearing stuff about consoles, but that's not their primary focus. So they haven't been
like phones
doing stuff related to that. So
tablets.
For him to actually come back out and make like a 7-8 minute video on it, I feel like speaks volumes. The fact that he was like, yo, I've been playing this and doing some testing, and like I just gotta say this thing is crazy.
Yeah, that's huge. And like even with Digital Foundry, I don't know who did it. I don't remember. John Linneman.
John Linneman.
Yeah.
They're all good dudes.
Yeah, 100%.
They're all trustworthy.
Yeah. But he specifically though, I know, referred to Astrobot's Rescue Mission in 2018 as not just the best VR game, but one of his favorite games of that year. And then,
that's right. Yeah.
And then he also said that it's one of his favorite 3D platforms of all time, which I thought was pretty nuts, because I have the game, wanted to barf because of VR. Haven't played it since. I really should though, because hearing that I'm like, oh my god, I'm missing out on something. But and he's talking about Astro's Playroom and how it just has that same sense of adventure and fun, but focusing on the controller. Like the VR, like the best way to describe it was that Astrobot's Rescue Mission was in a world of VR. So showcasing the VR and really doing all that. And Astro's Playroom takes place inside the PS5. Like literally it's supposed to be inside the PlayStation 5, which I think is just adorable as heck.
Yeah.
Like why not? And so you showcases everything the controller can do, where the VR one was for that game. But he said that it very much evokes that same sort of emotion for him playing the game that he did in VR, but with the controller. And so I can only assume again that's all positive. Like it's just we don't know until we have our hands on it. It's the one thing we can't get from a video is how it feels, and that's the last big piece of the puzzle. I'm just really intrigued by it, you know.
Yeah, myself as well. Especially because as I've said before, I'm an asymmetric stick guy, and I've never really been into the way that Sony's had their controller set up. However,
you've criticized it for a long time.
Yeah, and I've been holding this for much of today and part of these shows and stuff. And there's something about it that just feels slightly better. Would I still like an asymmetric stick? Yeah, absolutely. And it's personal preference. I also play inverted on a controller. You know, curse me for that too in the comments if you made it to this point.
Don't say that out loud.
But it's like an airplane. But yeah, no, I'm more excited because I feel like the space that I want is there, right? Like the more I've been, you know, my thumbs just don't butt heads as much as they used to.
No.
There's something about the way that the actual portions that you hold on to, I always call them wings or something else, the handles, right?
Yeah.
Like the way that they're just more rounded and stick your hand out, that it feels a lot better. And I'm sure once I actually get playing something, it'll kind of be like riding a bike, where it's just like, oh yeah, and then I'm controlling and I'm doing this and okay, and then I feel like I'm just automatically gonna have less times where my thumbs are hitting, which is really the biggest distraction or detraction for me about symmetrical sticks. But I'm very excited to really get a hands-on and be playing some games with it.
Yeah, same. The way they've described the water in Astro's Playroom, like, and how it like ripples up and down the controller, like my brain can't, like, I don't visually see that, so it's like I just can't wait to like and again, maybe it's all, again, it's showcasing what this controller can do, and it's all what the developers end up doing with it. So there's the initial hype, and if it's widely adopted, I think we could see some really cool things. I know that Demon Souls is going to take advantage of it too. I think, probably contractually, Sony's like, you need to use this, or you will not release it.
I did hear that it's actually pretty easy for developers to program and use, because it can be like automatically done with like audio based stuff. And so like I was reading that somebody had it plugged into their computer, you know, and it showed up as like an audio device, and they went to Spotify to hear it play, and instead of actually playing out of the speaker portion, they said it was just using the haptics.
What?
And so like as the song was playing, it was just like the haptics were going and like vibrating and stuff.
No, should I try
to the
this
music
right now?
like at least it was the bass or whatever. So
what?
Yeah. So it's very interesting, right?
What? That's so cool. I mean, I know that when I heard about the API, that it was like a waveform or wavelength, whatever. I didn't think about that though.
Yeah. And then also just before recording too, I think it's is there like Retro City Rampage Miami Hotline? No, not Hotline. Miami something.
Hotline
Retro
Miami?
City Rampage. No, not Hotline Miami. Retro City Rampage Miami something. Oh God, I'm gonna have to look it up. They just made a update for DualSense support on the PC version.
What? I'm gonna buy it and play it right now. What? I'll try that. So, okay, so if I plug this thing in,
Shakedown Hawaii.
Shakedown Hawaii, huh?
Shakedown Hawaii. Yeah, I just read a tweet not that long ago where the developer said that there was DualSense support. And we're back after some technical difficulties. What we were talking about, though, is that, let me switch over to this for the people watching on YouTube. Sorry, podcast people, you won't be able to see this, but there was a tweet by V-Blank Retro City Rampage. It says the latest Shakedown Hawaii PC update adds PS5 DualSense controller support. Just finished 100% playthrough to see how it feels. It feels thumbs up, as in good. So
nice.
They do have, when he like presses the menu or whatever, or something about when he gets into a car, I guess actually it shows the DualSense controller. So I'm curious though, because I tried hooking it up to my PC and didn't get anything, but I'm curious about buying this game now because we've got 2 weeks, and if I can play with DualSense on this, may have to do that. So yeah.
I don't know. That's it's interesting because it's like, yeah, I can use this in Unity, testing games that are using like universal controller inputs, which makes sense, right?
Yeah.
So controller, whatever. But no vibration functionality, honestly, because it's not implemented in these engines yet, as far as I know.
Right.
But it would be cool to like have the game engine that I use update to utilize that, and I could just sit there and be like, mess with my own like haptics just to see how it feels. Could be coming sooner than later, but that's interesting that developers are already kind of like on PC, like, I got it.
Yeah.
Don't worry about it.
Yeah, I'm curious to see how much it costs. I might have to snag it up and give it a test run. The last thing I did want to talk about on here, though, is future channel plans, basically. If you're listening to this, YouTube, Apple Podcasts, or Spotify, this is Game Chat. This is going to be our weekly episodic podcast style show in a longer format, closer to an hour in runtime, depending. We're gonna have different topic ideas. Worst case scenario, we'll be covering news and or whatever we're playing, because with PlayStation 5 stuff coming up, I'm sure we're gonna be chatting about our experiences in that. We're gonna continue to do some news coverage as we see fit in the form of Game Club News. It's a little spin-off. We're trying to get a couple of shows on this channel, essentially. And we're eventually going to be doing reviews and some other stuff. That's a little bit ways down the line. But I feel like there was one other thing with the shows, but I can't think of it at this point. Also, we're building out our website, gameclubcoalition.com. We're going to be putting up some more like blog style articles or whatever, doing some initial impressions and hands-on via the website in text format so that we don't have to get together to record these videos or audio versions. But yeah, so we're going to have a weekly deal. We're going to have
streaming. Was that the other one?
Oh, no.
Potentially?
Streaming may come in the future. We're going to kind of see how that goes, if we can get a decent viewership at some point or a base built up. But we're going to be doing some other lasting or introspective pieces where it's not really going to be news coverage, and it's not going to be something that's really meant for the long form. It's going to be more of a topical type thing that will probably be roughly a 10-minute video, focused on something specific that's not really time relative, right? Like one of the things that we're going to be looking at in the future is kind of a comparison of PC versus console platforms, the amount of users, sort of the differences between them. We got a few ideas flowing for that, and a few other shows that we want to make that are not news, and it's not, just like a game chat open forum type thing. So yep, website's up. We got Facebook, YouTube, on podcast versions, any of those places. We're going to have it all. We're going to try and keep up with a lot of this stuff, and with all the PlayStation and next gen things happening over the course of next gen November of this month. Next gen November. We're going to be trying to cover as much as we can. As we said before, we're real human beings. We have jobs. We're dads and husbands, and we have other responsibilities too. And I think that's why we wanted to do this, is to give a connection to other people that are in that same situation. That we don't have endless amounts of hours. I'm taking off a lot of vacation time to play some PlayStation stuff and to do this, but this was us having a conversation. We always used to be in party chats. We eventually moved to Discord for a while when I was playing a lot of Destiny, so that we could still connect and be on two different platforms. And so those are kind of just like the future plans that I think we've got set right now.
Yeah, I mean, you pretty much covered it, man. We're just looking forward to just, like we've said it before, just grow, build the coalition, man. Like this Game Club coalition, game chat, get the dialogue going. Right. Anything, like, let us know what you want to hear about, like, because like if you have questions about us as human beings, like you talk about making games, Chase, what games do you make, or like,
what's it like to be an indie developer?
Right, yeah. Or it's like you've got bass guitars on the back. Like, what's that all about? You a bassist? You know what I mean? Like, it's just whatever, man. Like, what's up with the mustache? Why are you always wearing a hat? Just silly things, man. But
and if you've made it this far,
appreciate it.
Thanks a lot. Maybe think about giving us a like or a sub, maybe. And if you're on the podcast format, don't be afraid to jump over to the YouTube version and give us a sub here. It helps.
5 stars on podcast helps too, man. I'm not a beggar, but I will say, hey, thanks, please, Kay, thanks, bye.
But we're trying to get to 100 subs right now. That's our current goal, so that we can get a custom URL, so we can stop saying, oh, go look to YouTube and look up Game Club Coalition. I'd love to be able to be like youtube.com/Game Club Coalition, along with all of our other formats and bases, which you can find again on our website.
You got to level up, bro.
Yep.
So there we go.
We hope you enjoyed this week's game chat focused on Next Gen November. I have a feeling this is going to be a lot of our topics for this entire month, is talking about stuff that's upcoming, features and other news bits, because we're going to hear more with embargoes lifting. Another date I heard was November 6th. We're going to have stuff leading up to launch day, so you're going to be hearing more from us. And also, shout out to the notification squad that I see in our analytics. Every time we post a video, I do see a couple % from you, so I see you out there. Thank you very much for watching.
Thank you.
We appreciate
100%. Yeah, love it.
Well, I guess that's all for this week's. Until next time, Game Club out.
Game Club out.